What do you mean, wait?
I wasn't ready. You said ready, go.
Too bad.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Alex, and this is Jack.
That's my
What's
name.
your name again?
Don't wear it out. How's it going?
What do you say that? Hi, Jack. Don't say that on an airplane.
Yeah. Because then they'll think you're ready to hijack an airplane.
Is that why?
Yes.
Nice. Thanks for explaining that. What's going on? So this week, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that we've been listening to with Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi. I don't know if you guys have listened to them before or any of their podcasts, but they are fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost billionaires or are billionaires.
They do well over 100 million in revenue every year from their business. And they're early 30s. They're our age.
Yeah.
So impressive people to listen to. And just like to be full transparent, we always come on here. This is our content to give you, but just so you know, we are always seeking wisdom. We are always listening to our coach, Wes Watson. We're always listening to the Hormozis. We listen to Ed Milet. We listen to Joe Rogan. We listen to a lot of sources that give a lot of valuable information. And we are firm believers that whatever message you're resonating with is like, it's been presented to you before. And if you're just hearing it for the first time, you're actually ready to hear that message. Mm-hmm. So right now, the loudest thing to us this week has been, we got some notes. It's called mental horsepower. Like my favorite explanation I've ever heard it said by Alex Hormozi is mental horsepower. And that's basically saying like, you have a limited amount of mental capacity, and every little thing that is taking your attention is pulling away from your horsepower. So let me just go like numerically. We'll use like Alex's truck makes 400 horsepower. So let's say my brain has 400 horsepower, and I have this one situation that maybe it was an argument with somebody and it's stealing my attention. Say it's stealing 50 horsepower. I have, say, a work estimate I need to finish writing up, but I haven't finished it. I keep putting it off. Mm-hmm. That's stealing another 50 horsepower. Maybe there's a conversation I have yet to have with Alex that I need to have, and I just haven't made time for it or whatever, like another 50 horsepower. So these are like subtracted 150 horsepower from my 400. Now I'm operating on 250 horsepower, significantly less. And then say a big decision gets presented to me, whether it's in my work or whether in personal life or whatever it may be, I don't have all my fucking brain there to process the decision that needs to take place. So the way Alex Hormozi was explaining it was that high-level people like millionaires, billionaires, they keep everything in their mental space, like their physical space and their mental space, they keep everything neat and clean. And it's just to reduce the distractions. It's to reduce the drag resistance on your mental capability. So it's like, it's as if you had like that same vehicle making 400 horsepower and it had to go uphill through sand with flat tires. It's like you're reducing its power capability with drag and resistance, and mentally that is just things that take your attention.
Stuff that like weighs you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, that happens to all of us, like literally all of us. There's so many things going on in our lives that like, how do you prioritize it, and how do you put it away for a little bit so you can actually, focus on a task at hand. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you explained that beautifully, like to a T.
Just like,
but yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I mean, just like, because to me, I understand engines and trucks and bikes and shit like that. I understand mechanical advantage and disadvantage, leverage, shit like that. But when you come to think about it, like learning from this very well-detailed businessman who's also like bodybuilder built. So fitness, business, machines, relationships, everything works the same. Like if you learn how to become very fit, you can transfer all the stuff that you learned becoming fit to your business, to everything. And it's just, so I understood it. Like as soon as he said the word horsepower, mental horsepower, I was like, fuck, I fucking get it. Like I immediately thought of a truck with flat tires going uphill through the sand. Like its 400 horsepower is significantly reduced by the amount of drag it has to overcome. So my mental capability in decision making and plan making and communication like is all significantly, my power is reduced with the more shit that I have stealing my attention. And that could be like cleaning up even just like your Instagram feed. Like we all follow like some funny pages and shit on Instagram, and it's like cool, it's entertaining, but it's like fuck, that just stole my attention. And it's so
it's
now
like the quality over quantity kind of deal too.
Yes,
It's
like the little bit that we do have in our lives needs to be important, right?
Yeah, like so explaining it a different way, like I'm a server, right? So if I were to have, let's say, one table where I can give my full attention to, give them the best service possible over having 10 tables and having to spread my energy and whatever mental capacity over 10 other tables, that's obviously not going to give that, original table the best service. I can't. Like, there's just no way. I have way too many people to attend to.
They're only getting a tenth of you instead of 100% of you.
So it's kind of that quality over quantity kind of concept as well.
Totally. That's like when we're all, we have big aspirations. We want to be successful in all areas. So we take on just take on too many things that we're ready for, instead of just like focusing on the one thing. Like this has been a message for us for the last month or so, like just monotasking, just giving full attention to the one most important thing, or like the couple most important things in your life, in your business, in your health, in your relationship, whatever it may be. But yeah, for me, it's like, it's very simple to think about everything as resistance, like as drag. So like, yeah, just removing little shit. Oh, and also like finishing the things, like say it was a conversation I haven't had yet. Maybe it's with Alex or with my business partner or with a friend or somebody, workmate. It's like, okay, that's the most important thing because my mind is thinking about it. Subconsciously, my brain is trying to have this conversation when it's like, go have the fucking conversation, go finish that, put a period on the end of that fucking sentence, and gain some more of that horsepower back. Put another 50 horsepower back. Now I got 300. It's not quite 400, but I'll fucking chop down on those other things and get my 400 back, right? So yeah, just explained like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just taking care of those things, like tying up the loose ends, and yeah, that's a huge message that I fucking I struggle with. Like, I struggle with that a lot.
And that's like also how Alex Hormozi was saying, you could see like that you'll have a lot of relationships in your life that are toxic, not in a way that's like you're fighting with somebody all the time, but like there's people that are stealing your attention, and and it's not serving any purpose to what you're trying to do on the grand scheme of everything. And in those, I think like my take on it is just kind of limit the contact with those. Like, still be helpful if you can, but it's like you can't be on the phone for an hour and a half with somebody that just wants to gossip about some bullshit that's not important about anything, So it's like cleaning up relationships, and that's really just your tolerance. It's like you could have it in your tone that you don't tolerate meaningless conversation. It's like don't entertain meaningless shit. Just anything to gain your power back. Because we've had a lot going on over the last week. Won't even get into it just yet, but a lot of crazy things. But just like Alex was talking to me the other day, and I really was like trying to focus on what she was saying, and I was like, I couldn't even hear what she was saying because I had so much weighing on my mind. But I told her, I was like, dude, it was like I couldn't even hear you. Like I had, like how the white girl saying like I can't even. Like I can't even. Like I literally couldn't even. Like I just didn't have enough horsepower left. All my power was being dragged on, from whatever events were taking place and just in life. And
and it's cool to like hear that from Alex Hormozi, for someone to say that, like to his mental capacity. Like if you like hear this guy talk, he talks like a million miles an hour, like perfectly, like just amazing, intelligent shit, and like. Just to hear like him kind of say that is almost like a relief to me, like because I'm like, oh my god, why can't I do all these tasks, or why can't I handle all this, and it's because we don't have to like limit it either, but it kind of helps knowing that like we don't have we could have like an intimate or infinite amount of
We're
like
working
mental
on it.
capacity, but it's just like you got to build it up, right?
Yeah, and it's like just reduce your drag at the moment. Like whatever capacity you have is the capacity you have. As you're adding performance parts to your engine,
yes,
and making it more powerful, it's still important to have the power, or to utilize the power that you do have in the moment. Like I don't have a supercharger on my brain yet. I just have my naturally aspirated 400 horsepower. I need all of that shit when a big decision comes. When something is just really important, I need to have all my fucking horses ready to run. And that's like how he was explaining it. Like, of course we're not trying to cap and limit our ability, and we're ever training and ever growing that ability, but it's still like fucking, we gotta like clean up the areas, reduce the drag, get the rest, eat right, like all the things that all have to fall in line so that we could make the best decisions.
Yeah, exactly. And what else do we have on this list? Making monotonous tasks. So so making our tasks just,
simple things like
the
eating.
Simple things, yeah. So like make your meals, your dinners like the same thing every week, and maybe not every day, but like have, something like set in place. Like instead of trying I gotta make a new recipe for my babe this week, like every night, to like, keep this all fresh and whatever. It's like, no, it's like fucking don't put so much pressure on each other to do that stuff. Like just eat what you guys like make it however many times a week, and like save that mental capacity for a million other things that you have to do. You know,
it's like I feel like that's like a societal thing that like spontaneity is the spice of life and all that shit, right? Like you gotta eat different stuff and you gotta try different things. It's like that's a seasonal thing. I feel like when you don't have such a mental load or such a high workload, like you're not trying to scale or grow something, sure. Or if you work a 40-hour week at a job, and you might need spontaneity by going out and eating and trying new things, which is just totally fucking cool. But just where we are in our season, and this season is like fucking, we're still grind mode, and it's gonna be this for a while. We have high aspirations. So during this grind mode, it's like, hey baby, I don't mind fucking drinking a protein shake and eating a bowl of cereal for dinner. Like doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit my numbers. That's all I need to do, know? And so what she was saying, making the monotonous tasks, like making these simple decisions that have little meaning, making them like autopilot. Like, and that's also like how what Wes has taught us, like making things non-negotiable. We get up, our wake up time is non-negotiable. Hitting the gym in the morning is non-negotiable. So like these are things that that are not even a decision. It's like, I'm getting up at 3. I'm hitting the fucking gym, and I'm gonna hit these numbers on my macros that I need to hit. So if those things out of the fucking way, you don't have to negotiate about how our physique is gonna be. Like we know how to do that, and that's autopilot. That's already solidified. So now as we grow and add new details to ourselves, like business minded wise, like we're gonna be putting these things on autopilot too. Things that are hard for us now, eventually we're just going to be like flick of the wrist. Like I was telling Alex earlier, in motocross, when I was racing, like when I was young, first starting out, like it would be the craziest thing in the world to do this one jump, say, for example, just to hit this one fucking jump was like crazy to me to even think about. And then years later, having raced and trained and got to a level where it's like you're hitting these jumps with 3 riders next to you, you guys are flying through the air, and you're like picking the mud off of your goggles as you're flying through the air. Like the whole jump is nothing anymore. It's autopilot, and you're able to do other things. Your attention could be other places as you are performing high level shit. So it's like the level keeps rising, and you keep becoming more efficient with the things that you're doing now that are tough.
Yeah, but you said also that there are other like worries about being the top professional in that race now, right? Like there's a whole new
more
level
stresses.
of
There's more stresses.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now the jump wasn't the hurdle. Now the hurdle is like beating 40 other guys that are in the class with you, all wanting to win. It's just, that's like motocross, and it's the same with everything. Like motocross, business, fitness, nutrition, relationships. It's all like, they all need your attention, and being strict and disciplined with where you give your attention, I think is like the loudest lesson for us as of right now. and
attention in all areas.
Attention in all areas, and we're tapped into some very wise people that have a lot of value to give, and we're just giving you our digestion on it. Like, this is what we've got from it, our rendition. And like, dude, like, we're always just there's nothing new under the sun, right? Like, everything's been said. So this is from us, but we're constantly seeking wisdom. We're constantly reading the Bible. We're constantly reading other books, listening to people that we look up to. So,
like, literally all day. Like, I'll be baking, listening to podcasts and looking at YouTubes and stuff like that. It's like
you're in class. It's like you're seriously like, are we in Wes's class today, baby? Are we in Alex's class? Are we in Layla's class? Like, we're listening to Smed Milet. What's it gonna be? Like, we're just always trying to learn, and then you become addicted to just learning.
Yeah.
And you know you're on a good fucking path then. So, just cool stuff.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah,
it is. Sorry, I didn't talk much in this one. You handled that shit.
You're just looking pretty as fuck.
You look pretty. You look pretty.
All right, that good?
Yeah, I think
okay.
it does.
All right, guys. See you later.
See ya.